Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzz beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the blog section. Of course, check out the merchandise section as well. We dropping new merchandise, guys, here in just a couple days. June 1st, we're dropping some new waffle merch. So stay tuned to that. It's going to be exciting, and we've been working pretty hard on this waffle merch. So stay tuned to that. And, of course, we have the American flag logo tee right there. So order yours today as Memorial Day is right around the corner. 4th of July is just around it's even closer than we think. Yeah, it's May, but 4th of July is just 4 weeks away, guys. So sit back and relax and enjoy. We are going to break down some AFC South division games tonight. We have the infamous game, Way or No Way. And, of course, we got Guess Who tonight as well. But speaking of Guess Who is on the show tonight? Mr. Brandon BC Combs, _Combs. What's going on, Combsy?
What is going on, Buck? What's going on, Man Hour Nation, Big X Radio? What is going on, man? I'm pumped. Look, I listened to you guys talk for about an hour and a half of Detroit Lions football. Like, I don't know how I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, so Tori and I, which Tori is on the show tonight as well as Wyatt is taking the week off because, high school graduation and all that stuff. We were on with Luke G, guys. So, Tori, if you could, please get Luke G's YouTube page and post that in the chat here. So, you guys can go over to the page and subscribe to that. And the first person to screenshot showing us that they subscribed to his channel, we're going to give you guys a Man Hour logo tee. The baseball tee, the infamous baseball tee, which is quite frankly is my favorite tee that we have out there. We'll be giving that away. Speaking of baseball, Combs, you are the fantasy guru here on the show, and rumor has it you started a fantasy league draft on Friday. This is a keeper league.
That was football. That's football. That started on, yeah.
What? Football? Okay. This early? That's kind of crazy, but how's that draft going for you?
That's what I said. Man, dude. All right, so I got a message probably about 3 weeks ago that said, hey, you want to join a startup dynasty fantasy league? I said, yeah, sure, why not? It's going to be a 10-team league, $50 a team. I said, all right, cool. I got a message a little bit later that said, yeah, so the draft is going to start on May 21st. What? Start? Yeah, we're going to have 4 hours per pick. What? So it started on Friday. We're still going. We're in round 14. I actually just traded my 14th round pick for the 15th and 17th. So I'll have 2 picks in each of those rounds. But It's been going good. Like my team is ridiculously good. Like I've seen some of the ways I see some of the ways these guys are drafting. It's a PPR league, yeah. And I see some of the ways that they're drafting, and I see the way that if you look at my team, like my team looks unstoppable. Like I think I'm going to run this league for the next 7 years easily, and it's just like I'm just surprised at some of the picks that I've been able to get. Like I got Matthew Stafford. I went Justin Fields in the 3rd round, so I could leave him down. And then once he starts, I could bring him back up. But we have what you call a bust team, so you could keep them down and they don't count towards your roster. And then as they start and they start to play, you can bring them up. And so he's going to be on my taxi squad is what it's called. So he's going to be on my taxi squad. But I got Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. I got Matthew Stafford in the 9th round, and I got Tom Brady in the 12th round.
What are you drafting all these? So you had like 3 quarterbacks in the first 9
I do have
rounds?
3 quarterbacks, but
Wow.
in my defense,
Are
I
you
had
the
only
Cleveland
had
Browns?
Justin Fields up until then. And before that, my draft picks were absolutely just, I mean, if I could tell you my team, which, you know what? Let me tell you my team. I went Christian McCaffrey with the 4th overall pick.
Wow,
DeAndre
4th overall pick
Hopkins.
for him.
Yeah, well, he's a running back and he's a pass catching running back.
No, man,
I went
that's a
DeAndre
steal.
Hopkins in the
why
second
do you
round.
drop that low?
I went Derrick Henry after that. Then I got Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Nyheim Hines, James Conner, and Christian Kirk.
Wow.
So I really like my team so far. Not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound pretty good. But to round out our team, and speaking of 4 hours, Tori and I will be on the radio for 4 hours today. Man-hour _ Tori. What's going on, Tori?
I mean, it's NFL draft night all over again.
Yeah.
Tori, I like your shirt, brother.
Yeah.
I know, it's a great color.
Hey,
match.
Somebody
Hey,
was
Combs,
making
the only
fun
thing
of
you're
me
missing
for
is your
picking
blue
that one.
hat. You might as well throw your blue hat, too.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh,
I don't want to be that much associated with Tori. The shirt
So-
is fine.
so,
Oh, I
Tori.
figured you'd throw your Cubs hat on.
Tori, we were on with Luke G here for probably, it was a full 2 hours here. So guys, Tori posted his YouTube page over here in the chat. The first person to screenshot that over Twitter will get a free Man-Hour logo tee. So, Tori, how's your day going, man? Like, just in general, is life good?
It's been a busy day today. Like, it's been kind of crazy. Like, work was actually kind of nuts a little bit today. Where, I mean, that's good and bad all at once. Because doing what I do, if my day's nuts, that means people don't have jobs. So, that's bad. So, but yeah, that was kind of nuts today. It was kind of all over the place. And then it was like, as soon as I got done working, I turned that laptop off, flipped this laptop on, and went right to my night job.
Right. Yeah, night job being the man-hour. So, like, I saw Luke G pop up in the chat here saying that since Combs has Stafford, he is winning. So, apparently Luke G is not rooting for his Lions because, Jared Goff would have to be, doing well for Combs to win.
Luke G, I listened to the show. I was chiming in, and my man, look, I know you're a Lions fan. But, you said some crazy stuff on there, too. I know Buck said some crazy stuff because that's Buck, though. Buck said some crazy. You should have heard what he told us before the show. Luke G, you should have heard what he told us before the show about his boy, Patrick Mahomes. He said Patrick Mahomes is not a top 5 quarterback heading into the 2021 season.
That's facts,
so that's some crazy stuff that comes out of Buck's mouth. But the craziest thing I heard come out of your mouth, Luke G, was that you're not losing to the Bengals. The Bengals are better than the Lions at every position on the field. Why would you not lose to the Bengals?
What? Are you serious right now? Are you telling me that Joe Burrow is better than Jared Goff at quarterback right now?
Yes! Yes! I'm telling you that I'm better than Jared Goff at quarterback right now.
Oh, man.
What are you out of your
I'm
mind?
glad
It's
I'm wearing my
Jared
boots because
Goff.
shit's getting deep quick over here.
Jared
Good
Goff?
grief.
What are you kidding me?
Jared Goff is...
Dude, I'd rather go get John Kitna out of retirement. I'll go into the season with John Kitna out of retirement before I go with Jared Goff.
I'm glad we're getting warm. I'm glad we're getting warmed up good here because the AFC South guys, we are on polar opposites of the spectrum here. I think because I think Holmes, you said pre-show that AFC South is going to be the worst division in football, and I think
I didn't say that, but it's going to be pretty bad.
And I think they're going to be. I think the Super Bowl representative from the AFC is going to come from the AFC South.
Jesus, Buck. Are you just going completely off the deep end today?
No, I'm not going. Carson Wentz is a top 10 quarterback.
Okay.
And then
Nana, what did you put in his cookies?
French toast, baby.
You put some of that good stuff in his cookies. You got that good kush and put it in them chocolate chip cookies, didn't you, Nana? I know you're on the chat, Penelope. You gave him some cookies, I heard, and they had to have been like hash cookies or something, because there is no way you believe that the representative out of the AFC is going to the AFC South. There is no way.
Nana says that the dogs are barking because Combs is raising his voice so high pitched. Shots fired already.
Oh, my God.
So, guys, straight out of the evidence room. So, Nana is in the law enforcement there, so definitely shout out to her and all the police officers that are watching the show tonight, or people that are backing the blue, I should say, and all that good stuff. So, guys, let's jump into our first break. I haven't had time to make any new commercials, so we still got some good ones lined up, so stay tuned. We got some breaks for you guys here, but we are going to play the infamous game Way or No Way here right after the break. So stay tuned, sit back and enjoy. Get yourself a drink. Corey, get that blood sugar up because we got an hour and a half to go, brother. Let's roll. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Mr. White T-shirt wearer, dude.
Mr. White shirt wearer, dude.
Do you wear the same shirt every day?
Same shirt every day.
Do you do the same thing every day?
The same thing every day.
Don't you worry, Mr. White shirt wearer, dude. Now with Man Hour merch, you can spice up your style each and every day. From hats to beanies to shirts. We got you covered, Mr. White shirt wearer, dude. Shop at manhourradio.com. T-shirts start as little as $15. Shop today.
Why, thank you, manhourradio.com, for this awesome merch. Hats, t-shirts, $15. You can't go wrong.
Pretty obvious in that one. Dak's coming back off. You got Tom Brady, and did I mention 22 starters coming back?
When I say Lamar Jackson is trash, I'm not saying he is the worst quarterback in the league, but he is definitely not the best quarterback in the league. When you say somebody is trash, it is based off the perception of the general public.
To you by Brooks Roofing and Siding. Contact them at 812-868-7663 or online at brooksroofingin.com. Brooks Roofing and Siding. Protection you need when nature strikes.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeyes along with Brandon Combs and Tori Anderson tonight. Wyatt Williams is off doing high school graduation stuff, so big shout out to Wyatt for graduating high school here in the next couple days and getting that squared away. If you guys are going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, you can head to youtube.com/Man Hour, and we upload the clips each and every day, throughout the day, all day, every day, all over there. Simply hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon. You get notifications every time we upload something over there. Also, if you want to watch this on podcast or listen to us on podcast form, we got iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio as well. But before we get too carried away, it is time for Way or No Way. Brandon Combs, let the people know what Way or No Way is all about.
The people already know what Way or No Way is all about, but we'll give them a quick rundown again. I get some stuff that I've been listening to or looking at or watching, and I break it down and I say, hey, guys, this is what I think. Way or No Way. So you guys ready?
We are. I got the jingle. Hang on. Ready?
No way. Yes way.
What's the over-under on how many times you hit the wrong button in this segment?
6.
Okay,
and a half.
perfect.
See, the one
All
thing
right,
I don't
guys.
get with that part of that is Buck has said he's never seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and that's what that is from.
I know. I created the jingle.
Yeah. So
Buck has never seen that movie.
No, I haven't.
I know it's
and it's
but,
probably trash.
Yeah, no, it's great. Anyway, I listened to you guys talk for about an hour and a half to 2 hours about the Detroit Lions today. So get prepared to talk some more Detroit Lions, boys.
Yes, sir.
Way or no way, the Lions got better at quarterback with the Stafford and Goff trade.
Oof. I'm going to go with way in the fact that they got somebody that's not going to throw as many interceptions. I'm going to go with no way in the fact that they have somebody that cannot throw a long or a deep ball now. So it's literally a catch-22. What they did is they went and they got a guy that fits their system. So I'll say it's a guy that Dan Campbell wanted. It's a guy that Dan Campbell likes. So I'll go with way that they got better because they got the guy that they wanted to play quarterback for them.
Wow, Tori, give me a hashtag waffle because you kind of waffled around that answer a little bit. You're like, well, he got the guy that he wanted, but I'm not going to say he's better or or not better.
I said way.
You did say way, but you're also like, well, Dan Campbell got the guy he wanted
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so the answer to that question is no way. Matthew Stafford is better than Jared Goff, hands down. So, Tori, on Luke G's show, you said that, Jared Goff is going to be a great game manager, much better than Matthew Stafford was. Matthew Stafford wasn't asked to manage that game, Tori. Matthew Stafford was asked to win the Lions games night in and night out.
Single-handedly.
That is why Matthew Stafford is better than Jared Goff. And Matthew Stafford will take the Rams further on this year's team on the LA Rams than Jared Goff would have. Way Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford is better, so no way the Detroit Lions got better.
Absolutely, Buck. I 100% agree with you. Hands down, Matthew Stafford is the better quarterback. If you think in any realm, in any hemisphere, that Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford, you need to stop talking football for the rest of your life. Because there is no way on any planet that Matthew Stafford is not better than Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford won a game after freaking basically being with his shoulder still laying on the field, comes back into the game and throws the game-winning touchdown and runs back off the field and get his shoulder reattached. Jared Goff is atrocious. Jared Goff is the reason why the Rams aren't in the Super Bowl every year. Jared Goff, with the defense that they have, Matthew Stafford has taken the Rams to a whole nother level this season. And Jared Goff and the Lions are going to be lucky to get out of the cellar of the NFC North.
No way.
2 for 2, baby.
Yes way.
All right, boys, let's continue the trend. Way or no way? The Lions got better at wide receiver in the offseason.
No way. Absolutely no way. You lost a top 10 wide receiver in Kenny Golladay. You replaced him with Tyrell Williams. You replaced him with Brashard Perriman. They're two injury-prone receivers, and that is, like I said on Luke's show, that is probably my biggest concern is that you got two injury-prone receivers. The Brashard Perriman thing's kind of cool because his dad played there, but
injury-prone receiver with a quarterback that can't do anything but throw 3-yard out routes across the middle. Good luck.
Yeah, so absolutely 110% no way that is going to be the weakest part of that Detroit Lions team this year.
Oh, Tori, you are hands down correct. I mean, there's no way they could have gotten better. The only way they can get better is that they sign Julio Jones and Antonio Brown and maybe that white kid from the Jets. What's his name? They need all the help in the world. Just because we were on that show for 2 hours, and the only thing they positive could say about the receiver core was they have speed. Not that they can catch the ball, not that they can run routes, not that they can get open. It's just that they have that they have speed, and speed is dangerous, right? You have to have the arm to make the speed dangerous. No way they got better, Colms. No way.
I agree. There is no way they got better at wide receiver. They got 100 times worse, just like they did at quarterback. The wide receiver core on this team is absolutely atrocious. It wasn't very good last year either, although I did like Galladay a lot, and Marvin Jones Jr. wasn't half bad, but he was just another injury-prone wide receiver. I don't like the direction that they went with wide receiver. I don't like the direction they went with quarterback, and so yeah, definitely no way.
No way. Yes way.
I think you guys can get where I'm going with this with the last way or no way. Yeah. But with the third way or no way, the Lions got better at defense this offseason.
Well, they didn't really sign anybody. They didn't really lose anybody. So I'm going to go with way because they're going to be more experienced on the defensive side of the ball. So
they can't get any worse. They were 32nd.
They were the 32nd ranked defense. So if they finished 30th, they got better. So this is a no-lose answer unless they finish 32nd again, which I don't think they will. They got a lot of young kids on that defense that if they progress, they develop, that defense is going to turn into something pretty special, I do believe. So I'm going to go with way 110% on this one just because they were already worst. So only can go up.
Yeah. This team was 32nd ranked defense, and you think that they're going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL in a couple years after they get older? What are you, out of your damn mind, Tori? Like, are you eating Bucks cookies?
Probably.
No.
Cindy does make pretty good cookies. I'm just going to put that out there. Best baker in the
I'm
world.
just really mad that Buck. I'm mad that Buck got cookies. We didn't get no cookies.
Yeah, well, you guys can come down and hang out like anytime you want to. But even if the Detroit Lions do finish 32nd in the NFL in overall defense, that defense was historically bad. Like it was one of the worst defense I think in the recent 2020s or not 2020s, but like 2010s that they were historically bad. So even if they are still ranked 32nd in the NFL in total defense, there is no way that they could get any worse. So way they got better because they did get some young defensive linemen, and young defensive linemen are always hungry to kind of make that like that so way they got better.
Absolutely not. They did not get better. They were historically bad last year. They're going to be historically bad this year. They didn't get better at any positions. They didn't do anything to improve themselves. They didn't get better at all, period. That end of story. I can't even explain it better than that. They're the same defense that was historically bad last year. The same defense. That's it.
That's it.
Give me the jingle.
Okay. Sir, yes, sir.
Yes way.
All right, guys, we talked about quarterback. We talked about wide receiver. We talked about the defense. So, the Lions will win more than 5 games this season. Way or no way?
I'm going with way because I picked them to go
out of
6
your mind.
I picked them to go 6-11. So it's not like I picked them to do 1,000 times better, but I picked them to go 6-11. And actually, I got that as second place in the division, tied with the Minnesota Vikings.
You're an idiot.
It's my predictions.
What was the question?
I said the Lions will win more than 5 games this season.
Yes, where they're going to win more than 5 games this season. They're going. You know what? I sat here on the show and said they're going to go 7-10, and re-looking at their schedule, I'm going to flip-flop a few games here. Week 14, they travel to Mile High. I think they win that game. Week 4, I had them losing to Chicago Bears at Soldiers. I think they win that game too. Right there's 9 wins, boys. And then week number 5, fresh off that Chicago Bears win, they beat the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions go 10-7 this year, tied for first in the division, and they definitely get more wins.
You guys are both out of your mind. Both of you. You guys are both like the least intelligent people I've ever met in my life. They went 5-11
Coming
last
from a Bears
year.
fan.
We said they got worse at quarterback. We said they got worse at wide receiver. Well, me and Buck both said it. You're stupid. We said they got worse at wide receiver, And we said that the historically bad defense stayed the same. And you guys say they're getting better? What makes you think that they're getting better? Especially with the damn schedule that they're playing. What in the world are you guys seeing that makes you say, yeah, they're definitely better than last year? Yeah, for sure. What? What makes them better?
To see the whole picture, not just tunnel vision.
Their schedule is harder than last year. Their team is worse than last year. I don't understand what you guys are seeing. Other than
their schedule their schedule is harder. You are correct.
Hands down.
Their coach is not harder. Their coach is being loved by the players, loved by the fans, loved by the media. Tori, we sat there and listened to Luke G. And
he's bringing a freaking lion to practice.
Yeah, I mean that gets me excited. I get to go ride the lion, ride the pony
until the lion breaks loose and kills half your team.
Hey, only the strong survive, Combs.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, they're going to get stronger every time that lion breaks loose.
And Bo Gregorius, however you want to say it, says historically bad defense is still too much for the Bears to handle. Sure, your historically bad defense might be too much for the Bears offense to handle, but your historically bad offense that you're going to have this season is going to be plenty for the historically great Chicago Bears defense to go ahead and eat them up. And we'll win that game 3-0 if we have to.
Do you know why the Lions are going to beat the Bears week 4, Combs? It's because the Bears are going to start Justin Fields week 1. You have another Mitchell Trubisky on your hands.
False. You're stupid.
You're not false. If you start Justin Fields...
This is the same guy that's telling us that Patrick Mahomes is not a top 5 quarterback heading into the 2021 season.
Yeah. I mean,
give me a break.
I'm going to start an over-under that Brandon has an aneurysm on air one of these days.
Dude, if we keep talking about stupid stuff like the Detroit Lions being better than they were last year, even though we went through it and said that they were worse than they were last year.
Combs, take a step back. Deep breath, relax, okay?
There is...
In the mouth, out the nose. How many times did the Chicago Bears beat the Detroit Lions last year? Just once? They split, right?
I think that the Bears swept them, but I can't remember. Okay. I'm pretty sure the Bears swept them.
Oh, okay, so the Lions went 5.
I'd have to look it up, though.
Okay, the Lions are going to beat the Bears twice this season. That right there is 7
Dude,
is 7
you're
wins.
Out of your mind.
Plus, you add that extra game into the season. There's 8 wins for you. The Bears,
right there. But they're not playing the 5 teams that they beat last year. They're not playing them this year. They're playing tougher teams.
But I'm just saying, like, they still have 5.
You guys are out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
They have an historically bad defense. They still got 5 wins on the year.
The Bears and the Lions split last year.
Okay, so 6. Well, whatever. So that defense just gets a little bit better, Combsy. Just a little bit. There's
so a little bit better. So if they get a little bit better, just a little bit better, they'll still only win 3 games this year.
How can you go from historically bad defense and win 5?
They got worse at quarterback. They have no wide receivers. They still got the same atrocious offensive line that caused Matthew Stafford to have a broken back.
They have one of the best offensive lines.
They have a historically bad defense. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about.
What are you guys talking about that this team is going to be better than they were last? There is no possible way that other than trying to get me to freaking lose my mind and drop dead on freaking YouTube Live.
We would go viral.
There is no reason why you guys would think that they're going to win more than 5 games.
Take one for the team, brother.
Buck, would you make that its own clip, Buck?
Oh, 100%.
Brandon Tice on the air.
So I mean, like, I gotta want to get too big in a debate on this, but Tori, I said it that Matthew Stafford single-handedly had to win those games. You said that Jared Goff is going to be a game manager. And I think that, yes, Jared Goff is a worse, quote, air quote there, worse quarterback than Matthew than Matthew
You
Stafford.
said hands down 5 seconds ago.
Right.
Don't you even start waffling, Wyatt. You said hands down he was a better quarterback.
What I'm saying is that Jared Goff is a better quarterback for the Detroit Lions because that is what they need. They need a game manager. They need to keep that defense off of the field, and they need to manage that clock. We're looking at 12 to 15 drive
How
plays
can you
every
manage
series.
a clock with a quarterback that has no weapons?
How
They
did Tom
can't run
Brady
the
do
ball
it?
because their offensive line
How
can't
did Tom
block.
Brady do it? Top 5
Because
offensive
Tom
line.
Brady, please don't tell me you're.
Tom Brady did it with
And
no
ladies
weapons,
and gentlemen,
right?
Brandon just quit the show.
Yeah.
Did you just compare Tom Brady with Jared Goff?
Actually, I think Jared Goff's better than Tom Brady.
I hate you.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding on that one. No, but Tori, I mean, I'm kind of right here. Like the Lions needed a game manager to keep that historically bad defense off the field, right? Give them time to rest.
I agree. And it's like I said, Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perriman are not bad receivers, but they just don't stay healthy. Like they said, they have speed on the outside. They got speed for days. They got Quintez Cephas that could be the third receiver to do the underneath stuff. They still got 8 tight ends on their roster, which I'm still trying to figure
It's
that
only
one out.
7.
But,
It's only 7.
but TJ Hawkinson and Darren Fells, I mean, if you run double tight end sets with DeAndre Swift on there, they actually
You're stupid.
they actually
That's all
have
you got.
some weapons on that offense to do a little damage and make a little noise. So don't be surprised when they sweep the Chicago Bears this year.
Yeah, and they might sweep the Vikings too, and there is 4 wins right there off the top of the head. But guys, we are going to take our next little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to start breaking down the AFC South. First 2 teams up, we are going to break down the Texans and the Jaguars. They were the worst 2 teams in the division last year. I'm sorry, not the Titans, the Texans. The Texans, my bad, guys. We're doing the Jaguars and the Texans. Man, I'm all riled up.
You are
quick.
off.
What's the number for 911? We'll be right back, guys. Damn.
ManHourRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckhouse along with Brandon Combs and Tori Anderson as Combs gives us a right as we come back. Wow. You caught me off guard on that.
Did you like crush up some Xanax quick and
No, I was reading freaking Drew's comment.
What was his comment?
He says the Lions have weapons. What weapons do the Lions have? They have a pretty decent running back. I'll give them that. But they've got nobody to block for him, nobody to open up a hole. And when you're continuously stacking the box because you have a quarterback that can't throw more than a 3-yard out, you're not going to be able to run the ball.
All right.
They have no weapons.
We can definitely talk about more of that on Shot Talk here at the end of the show here. So at 9:45 East Coast time, we'll open up the phone lines for you guys and questions as well. But let's get into some AFC South talk here, Combsy. I'm going to kick it to you first here. The Jacksonville Jaguars had a historically bad season. They drafted Trevor Lawrence overall. They also got Travis Etienne in the first round as well. They also got, quote, their coach, and they signed Mr. Tim Tebow. Where is Mr. Joey at? He says that Tim Tebow is going to be the greatest tight end ever in the NFL. So, Combs, let me kick it to you first here. Looking at the Jaguars' 17-game schedule here, what game jumps off the radar or jumps off the schedule at you first?
None of them. I guess maybe week 12 against the Atlanta Falcons. I think that's the first game I have them having a chance at winning.
Really?
Yeah. Jacksonville is going to compete to have another number 1 pick. And they'll probably take another quarterback. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be really bad. Their schedule's tough as well, but they're not good. I'm not a big believer in Trevor Lawrence, as we've all known. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust in this league. I think that I said it before and I'll say it again. Now that Bo's a new listener, so he probably hasn't heard me say this before, but Trevor Lawrence was highly shielded at Clemson. He never faced a top 10 team in the regular season. The only time he faced top 10 teams is when he went to the playoffs. And other than against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, he has a losing record in those playoff games. So I look, Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust in this league. Not only because he's got drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars and they're going to be terrible anyway, but because he's just not as good as everybody thought he was going to be. He's going to be a bust in this league. It was a horrible pick. And this team, I don't have them winning very many games this year.
What do you got him at then? What do you got for your overall record for him?
I got him at 2-15. Really? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not much better at that point. But the Jacksonville Jaguars Super Bowl will be week 1. And they'll probably lose that game.
Yeah.
But the toughest game, honestly, like for me, if the Broncos stay as is with Drew Lock at quarterback, week 2 is probably the best chance for them to have the best optimism all season.
Except Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback there.
Except he won't. So for me, week 2, because they can celebrate. Week 2 will be the Super Bowl. They will be 1-1. They'll be like, we are 500. We are back, baby. And then it is all downhill from there on out through the rest of the season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, in order to learn to win, you got to learn how to lose.
Well, they learned how to lose a lot last season. Unfortunately,
hey, what's up, River?
Yeah, he says what's up. He's trying to push buttons. I'm
Star of the show.
Hey, so Tori, you have them going 2-15 as well?
No, I have them at a massive 3-14 on the season. So
you guys are
not much better.
Hey, ask River if the Lions are good. I bet he gives you a smart answer.
Are the Lions good, bud?
He said no. See, he just laughed. See, that's what everybody should do when they talk about the Lions.
Now I can't hear anything. River, stop, dude. All right, so you guys have them 3 wins and 2 wins, and as I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be bad, but I still think that they are good enough to get at least 4 wins on the season. But the game that really jumps out at me is that Week 16 game when they play the Jets. Like, I think this is going to be a highly competitive game, Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Jets, and I have them going 4-13 on the season. Dude, don't do that, man. So I have them beating the Jets. The Titans and the Bengals. That's and the amazing. Cardinals.
Yeah, this team's just going to be bad. I don't have them winning a game until against the Atlanta Falcons in week 12, and then I've got them beating the Jets in week 16. Those are the only 2 games I have them beating. They they've got the division schedule, which is tough in its own, against Houston, Tennessee, and Indianapolis, even though I don't think Houston's going to be very good this year either. And I think I have Tennessee having a down year as well, but I have them losing to Denver. Then they got to play Arizona. Cincinnati's better than Jacksonville is right now. Tennessee is better than Jacksonville. Then they play Miami, Seattle, Buffalo. I mean, they've got a tough schedule. And then after they play Indy, they got to play the Niners again. Then after I haven't beaten the Falcons, but then they got to play the Rams, and then the Titans again, and then Houston, and then they beat the Jets, and then they got to go to New England and Indianapolis again. So this is not going to be a good season for the Jaguars.
It is not. I will agree 110%. Their schedule is absolutely brutal. And there again, you have a young team. The only position that they actually really have any depth and experience on now is at receiver. And that's it. Like, this is a young team. And there again, I am a firm believer in you have to learn to lose before you learn how to win. So
yeah. And Bo says, I'm not a Lawrence bandwagon either, but I can't say it was a horrible pick. Who do you think they should have taken? Well, Trevor Lawrence was the pick at number 1. I mean, whoever got him, it was either going to be the Jets or the Jaguars, going to take Trevor Lawrence because he was a consensus number 1 pick. But there's been a lot of consensus number 1 picks that are just, they didn't pan out. And, I mean, so, look, I don't want to beat a dead horse because I've talked at length about the Trevor Lawrence pick and how there's been other quarterbacks that were can't-miss prospects that have been busts. But I guess horrible pick is the wrong way to go. It was just a horrible choice to have for a number 1 pick. I think the best quarterback in the draft was actually Zach Wilson, and I've said that before. And then I had Justin Fields and Trey Lance after that.
So I think the Jacksonville Jaguars probably should have traded out of that pick, just because there were teams, the 49ers, the Patriots, that wanted Trevor, and I think they would, and then other teams, he probably would have fit better into their system, because a rookie head coach that is going to have heart issues in 18 months, a not very good offense, and then you have a aging tight end at 34 years old that is supposed to be the motivational speaker of the team. I mean, he is not in a very good situation over there, and I think that is why he will ultimately probably be a bust. It is not because of his ability to play. It is his landing spot.
But see, I think his ability to play is not going to translate to the NFL either. So that's going to aid in his part of being a bust. It's not just going to be because a big part of it's going to be because he's a Jacksonville Jaguar, but it's not going to be just because he's a Jaguar. It's going to be because he's going to end up showing you that he's got some Mitch Trubisky-like tendencies.
So let me pose this question, since you guys don't think he's going to be their grad. Does he end up more Alex Smith or more Sam Bradford?
Sam Bradford.
Ooh, I think Alex Smith. Like, I think Trevor Lawrence, once he leaves Jacksonville and goes to a team that doesn't need him, but like is like maybe like a missing piece, like a Denver Broncos, for like example. Now, I think he would flourish and maybe not have like a Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl type of year, but definitely do a lot better. I mean, be top 15, top 10 quarterback in the like.
I think he's destined that after his rookie contract to be a career backup like Sam Bradford.
Okay, Tori, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, if anything, if he does not pan out, I think he ends up more like Alex Smith. And I'm going to agree with you on that one, Buck, where, Sam Bradford had like one good season. I think that when he was with who? Was it with Minnesota?
Alex Smith could have been barring that nasty leg injury, Alex Smith could have been the savior in Washington. I just don't see that out of Trevor Lawrence. When you see him play top defenses in college, even top defenses in college ate him alive. What happened when he played Ohio State? Ohio State ate him up, and now you're gonna play NFL defenses. And I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I just think that he was a big product of the schedule that they played at Clemson.
But in that same token, Peyton Manning never won a national title. Peyton Manning never beat the Florida Gators, anything like that. Like, those are all college knocks that you're like, well, he didn't perform in those big games. So
yeah, and Peyton Manning came out and threw a ton of interceptions his rookie year as well.
Right,
however,
like 30 of them.
Yeah.
So, but you're making the same comparison that Trevor Lawrence is going to do this. when Peyton Manning had a lot of the same tendencies as a college quarterback as well.
The difference was that Peyton Manning showed that he could beat top defenses because he had to beat top teams to get to where he was. No, he couldn't beat Florida, and it was a different college game back then. I mean, I still think they were still voting on a national champion back then. So I don't think that it's the same comparison. I don't even think it's a fair comparison, to be honest with you.
But we have not seen this kid play in the NFL yet. Peyton Manning was pretty much the consensus number one overall pick that year.
And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to admit it. But I truly believe this.
I just think we're putting the cart way before the horse. The only thing I think
we're always putting the cart before the horse. We're guessing records in May. We always put the cart before the horse. That's the whole point of the show.
So. I think, like I said, the only thing I think that we all agree on is that Jacksonville will probably ruin this kid's confidence and career. And I agree with Buck, and he will go somewhere else and probably have achieved some form of success. Yeah. It may not be everything, but I think he will be a successful where he won't quite have the bust label, but he will not have the he was a great quarterback label either.
Yeah, and just mean like you have to lower your level of success, much like what the Houston Texans did in 2020, as they did go 3-4 through four weeks throughout the season, week 9 through week 12. But as you guys know, it is a 17-week season, and they did not finish well over that. They finished 4-12 in the 2020 campaign. J.J. Watt is out. Deshaun Watson was more than likely out as well. Well, they had 3 draft picks or four draft picks. Houston is falling apart at the seams. So, Tori, I'm going to kick it to you first. First things first is, what is their overall record in the 2021 season?
Oh, overall, it's going to be awful. I have them at 2-15 this year. Ooh. So I have 2 teams at 2-15, and the Texans are one of them. They are a complete mess right now. There is something going on that in that front office that is not good for the players, because you traded your top wide receiver and a top 5 wide receiver in the league for basically a bag of peanuts last year. Your quarterback has now said, I want out of here. J.J. Watt was like, yeah, I don't see nothing happening here, so I'm going to go ahead and step out too. So you have a lot of things going on team-wise there that are not pointing towards this being a successful franchise, especially this year. And it might be one of those, we need to get our people in here type thing. But Nick Cassero as GM apparently didn't even – he tried to reach out to Deshaun, and Deshaun basically told him to go pound sand. So it's going to be a long year in Houston.
So are there any games that pop out at you right out the bat that might give them 3 or 4 wins on the season, or are you pretty set at 2?
Again, their schedule is pretty rough. Week 1 is their Super Bowl because they'll be able to say we're 1-0 when they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars because it's at home. So outside of that, I think they'll beat the Jets. I think we almost all have everybody almost beating the Jets. Other than that, the only other winnable potential game might be maybe against the Titans. I feel like the Titans are going to regress this year, so we'll get into more of that a little bit later on. But so maybe the Patriots, their absolute ceiling is 4 wins.
So you had them going 2-15 on the season. Combs, what about you?
I've got them at 3-14.
Wow.
Look, here's why. I don't believe Deshaun Watson's their quarterback. I don't believe Deshaun Watson's ever going to play another game in Houston. The guy wants out. He continues to say he wants out. He's not showing up for OTAs. He's on Twitter talking about it. I know there's all sorts of legal action and stuff like that going on as well. I don't think Deshaun Watson is the Houston Texans quarterback. If he even plays this season, he sits out. He does not play for Houston, and that's even worse for them. I've got them winning 3 games, but it's only because I've got them beating the Jets and I've got them beating the Jaguars twice. So that's the only reason why I have them at 3 wins. If they didn't get to play the Jaguars twice, I'd be right there with Tori at 2 wins.
Wow, and I actually have the Houston Texans going 6-11 this season, just because
What?
I like that receiver core. Like, yes, they lost Will Fuller, which, he was a major staple to that receiver core. But look who they got here, guys. They got Brandon Cooks. They got Randall Cobb. They got Keefe
So they got the fastest wide receivers that couldn't play on any other team.
But yet...
Who's going to throw him the ball, Buck?
You got Tyrod Taylor. You got Tyrod Taylor. You got Davis Mills.
Yeah, unless he needs a shot in his rib cage or something, and then ends up with another punctured lung.
And then Davis Mills slides in there, and look at that. We got a San Diego or a LA Charger all over again.
They have
You're
no
out of your
offensive
mind,
line outside
man.
of Lareem Tunsil. Like their line's depleted. Their defense is going to be awful.
It doesn't matter. They have they got Philip Philip Lindsay also in the offseason, that running back from the Denver Broncos with like the hair.
He was horrible last year
because he was hurt. This guy's 6'6".
What's he going to do behind this Texans offensive line, Buck? This Texans offensive line had Deshaun Watson running for his life the last 2 seasons.
Deshaun Watson alone is worth 5 wins. If Deshaun Watson is on your team, he's worth 5 wins.
Exactly. I agree with you, but Deshaun Watson's not going to is not be on their team, Buck.
Yes, he is. He is not going anywhere.
He's already said that he's not. He will hold out. If not just to get off of Houston, but maybe to deal with the legal stuff. He is not going to be the Houston Texans quarterback this year. I have less belief that he is a Houston Texans quarterback than I do that Aaron Rodgers is a Green Bay quarterback. And you know how much I believe that Aaron Rodgers is leaving Green Bay. But
I think you are blowing complete smoke up there. But like, this is all smoke and mirrors. This is all a distraction organized by the Houston Texans franchise just to say, hey, look, we're going to have a bad season.
But
and then they come out and they get 6 wins.
Out of Houston. J.J. Watt wanted out of Houston, and that man has donated millions and millions of dollars to that city. And he wanted out of Houston. You think that they're blowing smoke? No, they're just a bad run organization.
They are poorly run.
Have you guys seen the movie Major League?
Yes.
The Cleveland Indians,
and you know why I think of you when I think of that movie? Because you're just a bit
because
outside.
It's a movie.
You're out of your mind.
That's because it's a movie, Buck.
Okay. You want to go that route? How about the Chicago White Sox? They are winning despite their manager right now, right?
They just got swept this weekend. Keep going.
But still, they're still first in the AL Central, right?
Yeah.
So they are winning despite their management, right? I mean, the Houston Texans will be just fine. Deshaun Watson will be taking a snap week 1, whether you guys like it or not. However,
no, he won't.
the game that pops out to me the most, week 4 matchup when they travel to the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills will be sleeping on the Houston Texans this week, and this is a trap game for them because
they could literally sleep through the Texans game and still win that game by 3 touchdowns.
And that's exactly why they're going to trip up against them.
They will not.
Buck, they had Deshaun Watson at quarterback last year and got 4 wins. Now you got him at 5.
Now you got Tyrod because of Tyrod Taylor. Are you kidding me?
Because of Philip Lindsay.
Stop,
I like Philip.
Buck. Behind what offensive line?
Got Jeremy Tunsil, Jordan Axon with the tight end, Justin Britt.
They've got the same offensive line that had Deshaun Watson running for his life.
Deshaun was scrambling,
but they have more. They have more NFL experience. They have better coaching now.
Stop it!
They'll have a better offensive package in there. They'll roll the pocket a lot.
I mean, do you believe the crap that's coming out of your mouth? Do you even believe it?
6 wins. 6 wins.
Come. Moving on. I can't with this guy right now.
I'm trying to think what to bet him on this.
I'm trying to think that I need to get a hold of Nana for some cookies, man, because she's got some good stuff.
If Deshaun Watson is not playing in Houston and not in jail, where does he go then?
If he's not playing in Houston, he's not in jail. There's what team legitimately gives something up for him? What are you kidding me? San Francisco?
No,
Denver, Vegas, Washington.
Washington would be a huge
Washington football team fans. We have Fitzmagic. We're going 13-4. Torrey.
Yeah,
I'm saying, but if you
Torrey's
have a
nuts.
If you have a chance to get Deshaun Watson, you get it.
Okay, let me ask you this: Deshaun Watson is going
They
to warrant
may go
3 first-round
15-2
picks.
if they get Deshaun.
Oh,
No,
okay,
they got to
so-
go 17-0 because there's no way if they're 13-4 without him, they're 17-0 with him, and they're not 13-4 without him. You're out of your stinking mind.
So you are telling me that the Washington football team will give up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson to get one more win on this season?
No, that would be 2 more. Come on, do the math. 2
Ty.
more wins.
So you're telling me 2 wins is worth 3 first-round picks?
But the thing, yeah, in the short term, if you're looking short term,
it's a
I'm
win.
looking at the long
It is
term.
a win league
That
now,
puts
right?
right, but that opens their window up to about 5 or 6 years to contend for a Super Bowl every single year.
I'm lost for words
So
right now.
yes,
Yeah,
you would
because
give
you
them-
can't
would
come
give
back
up.
with anything because they're the Houston Texans and they're going to be awful. If they win 6 wins, Buck. If they have 6 wins, I will get a Houston Texans logo tattooed on my chest, and I will come on this show shirtless.
Let's not get demonetized quite yet. So go ahead and keep your shirt on there. So guys, we are going to take our next break here as we do got to pay the bills here on Big X Sports Radio. On the other side of the break, guys, we got the infamous game, Guess Who? Just like what it says, the guys, Brandon and Tori, guess who the athlete I'm thinking of? Simple yes or no questions. Figure out who it is. We'll be right back, guys, here on the Man Hour. Stay tuned.
Brought to you by Brooks Roofing and Siding. Contact them at 812-868-7663 or online at brooksroofingin.com. Brooks Roofing and Siding. Protection you need when nature strikes.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckash along with Brandon Combs and Tori Anderson. You can always find us on Twitter at manhour_Buck, manhour_Tori, and of course, manhour_Combs as well. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/manhours. Upload the clips each and every day throughout the day there, 8, 11, 2 p.m., 5 p.m., every Monday through Friday. And then the weekends we do it 8 p.m. as well to make up for us not being live. So let's welcome the boys back on the show, guys. Welcome back. We talked a little AFC South talk. We dabbled in like a little bit. We'll definitely get deeper into it here in about 15 minutes. But let's play the new infamous game here called Guess Who. It's exactly how the game subscribes here. You guess who the player that I'm thinking of. Simple yes or no question. And Tori, you are pretty much kicking everybody's butt at this game at this point. You are 17-7 on the season.
Time.
Yeah, you did beat him last time, but he still has 17 wins versus 6 losses, and you have
he's only played me that one time, and I won.
Okay, so Colm, do you want to go first?
To
or
be
second?
The man, you got to beat the man, Tori.
So do you want to go first or second?
Why are you stealing my line?
I'll go second. I'll let the ladies go first, like always.
All righty, Mr. Tori Anderson, guess who?
Do they play football?
Yes.
Are they in the NFC?
No.
Is it Deshaun Watson?
It is not Deshaun Watson, but that would have been perfect.
Is it Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Is it Tyrod Taylor?
It is not.
Do they play in the AFC South?
Yes.
Do they play for Houston?
They do not play for Houston.
Do they play for a team that we already talked about?
Yes.
Is it Miles Jack?
No. I do like Miles Jack. He's going to be a great linebacker in the league, I think.
So it's a Jaguar. Is it Travis Etienne?
No.
Is it Marvin Jones Jr.?
No, it's not.
Is it... Let's see here. You're a defensive guy. Let's go with... Is it Joe Schobert?
It is not.
That'd have been a great pick just because he's a Badger.
That's exactly why I didn't pick him.
I think I know it.
I may have it too. Is it DJ Chark?
No.
Is it the other Josh Allen?
No.
Ooh, that was a good answer.
The other Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Allen, the quarterback, plays for Buffalo. Yeah. Josh Allen, the defensive end, plays for the Jags.
So, Drew, you are wrong as well. Just FYI on that one.
Is it Chris Manhurts?
It is not.
Is it Shaquille Griffin?
It is not.
What the heck? Oh.
Is it Andrew Norwell?
It is not.
Is it the kicker, Aldrich Rosas?
No, I wouldn't do that too. To you guys.
I don't know who else is left.
Which would have been great.
Aren't the Jaguars that drafted a kicker too? Like in the 5th round or something?
Is it Clavon Chason?
It is not.
God. Man. Did we already say Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like that was like the third guess.
I think we said Marvin Jones Jr. too.
Yeah, we did.
God.
Let's try to narrow it down.
Is it Philip Dorsett?
It is not.
Is it Logan Cook?
It is not.
Damn, it's not the punter.
Oh my God. Is it Casey McDermott?
No.
Is it Cam Robinson?
It is not.
Is it James O'Shaughnessy?
It is not.
Oh.
Just keep going down that roster, boys.
I know it. Hold on. Hurry up.
Is it Juwan Taylor?
No.
Is it Mr. Mustache Gardner Minshew?
Yes, Combsy. Yes! You know how much I dislike Gardner Minshew, the most overrated quarterback in all of the NFL.
Was like, I'm going through the roster. I'm looking at only starters.
The worst NFL starter ever to step foot on the NFL team. Combs 1-0 lead tonight.
That was a good one.
You can't beat me, Tori.
You cannot sweep him. All righty. So moving on to the next one, Combs, you got that one right. So we'll let you go first this time around.
Is it a baseball player?
It is a baseball player.
Do they play in the National League?
Do they play in the National League? That is a no.
Do they play in the AL West?
No.
Is it Yerman Mercedes?
No.
Do they play in the AL East?
Yes.
Is it Aaron Judge?
It is not.
Is it a pitcher?
No, it is not.
Is it Giancarlo Stanton?
Team.
Right.
It is what?
Is it Giancarlo Stanton?
No.
Is it a Yankee?
No.
Is it JD Martinez?
No.
Is it a Red Sox?
No.
Ooh.
We're narrowing this down.
So that leaves us with the Rays and the Orioles. Is it Mancini?
It is not. And for the record, it leaves the Blue Jays as well. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Blue Jays.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we didn't eliminate them.
Is it a Blue Jay?
It is a Blue Jay.
Dead giveaway. You should have just let us go.
We've been here all night.
Is it Vlad Guerrero Jr.?
It is Vlad Jr.
Damn it! I should have just said it instead of asking if it was a Blue Jay.
Isn't he the most prolific player right now in Major League?
He has a chance to be better than his dad.
He's pretty good, but he's not the most prolific player in baseball.
For the hype that he came out with, I don't think he quite matches the hype yet.
So Bo is absolutely right. So Tori thinks he is like some type of psychologist or something. That can,
well,
read my
Bo,
mind.
to be fair, when we first started this game, like all the answers were Kansas City players because Buck is a Kansas City fan. So we just right off the bat, we just assume it's somebody that Buck is a fan of.
And it's always easy names because I butcher Vanilla Wafer's name all the time.
Tori, you're up first. For those of you.
Are they a basketball player?
No.
Are they a football player?
Yes.
Do they play in the NFC?
Yes.
Is it Jared Goff?
It is not Jared Goff.
Do they play in the NFC East?
No. Best division in football, by the way.
The NFC East is? God, you're stupid.
Super down.
Do they play in the NFC South?
Yes.
Do they play for the Atlanta Falcons?
No.
NFC South. Is it Jameis Winston?
It is not.
Is it Taysom Hill?
It is not. One A, one B.
Is it let's see. Do they play for the Carolina Panthers?
No.
Do they play for the New Orleans Saints?
Yes.
Is it Kamara?
It is not Kamara.
Is it Michael Thomas?
It is not Michael Thomas.
Do they play defense?
No.
That's a good one then.
So they don't. So their offense. I don't even know who the hell their second receiver is. Yeah. Can I call clock? Can I call clock on myself? Are they an athlete?
Are they an athlete? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No,
All
like,
right.
so Bo says, are they an athlete? Yes. Is it Mitchell Trubisky? No.
Is it Traquan Smith?
It is not Traquan Smith.
Is it Latavius Murray?
It is not Latavius Murray.
Ooh. Is it Ian Book?
It is Ian Book. I went a little hard on this one, and Tori got it. Ooh, Tori with the win tonight.
The only reason I
Wait,
said
what?
Ian Book.
We're only going 3 rounds? This is me and Tori. This needs to be a title fight. 5 rounds, baby.
Okay, we'll go 5. We'll go 5. We'll go 5.
The only reason I said Ian Book was because Brandon's a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason I said it.
That's the only reason.
That was
why
my next guess.
That was the only reason why I went Ian, because normally I wouldn't go third string guys or guys that were just drafted, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, Combs, you're up first.
Combs just doesn't want to admit he lost.
It is a baseball player.
Do they play in the National League?
I'm not very good at this though. Yes.
Do they play in the National League Central?
Yes.
Do they play for the St. Louis Cardinals?
They do not.
Is it Chris Bryant?
It is not.
Do they play for the Cincinnati Reds?
They do.
Is it Joey Votto?
It is Joey Votto.
It was either going to be
game, baby.
It was either going to be Votto or Eugenio Suarez, but he wouldn't be able to pronounce Eugenio Suarez,
yeah.
so it was going to be Votto.
It was a so it was.
It would have been tougher if they didn't
between-
trade Bauer.
It was going to be a toss up between Mike Moustakas and Joey Votto. So
Yeah.
just for future reference there. All right, this is for all the marbles here. You guys are tied at 2 games apiece. Tori, you're first.
Are they a basketball player?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm horrible at basketball. Do they play in the Western Conference?
No,
Is it Giannis?
it is not.
Do they play in the Atlantic Division?
No.
Are they a top 4 seed in the playoffs?
Ooh, no. Hang on. Let me confirm that.
Buck just thinking of players. No clue. No clue where they play.
Well, no.
Maybe.
No. Yeah, they are not. Did you say a top 4 seed?
Yeah.
No, they're not a top 4 seed.
Okay. Oh, is it Trey Young?
It is not Trey Young. I hate his hair. I hope it all falls out just like mine.
Are they a 6 through 8 seed?
Yes.
Ooh. Is it? Let's see here. Is it Marcus Smart?
It is not.
Is it Jason Tatum?
No.
Kemba Walker?
No.
Russell Westbrook?
No.
Is it Tristan Thompson?
No.
Bradley Beal?
No.
God, I'm not good at this game. Let's see. Is it Jimmy Butler?
It is not.
Is it Bam Adebayo?
No, you guys are on the right track, though.
Is it Trevor Ariza?
It is not.
Is it Duncan Robinson?
It is not.
Is it Tyler Hero?
It is Tyler Hero. My
Yeah,
man,
baby!
Tyler Hero.
You used him like 2 weeks ago.
No, Wyatt did. Woo!
Sorry,
I'm still calling that a
Can't
win
beat me, Tori.
because Crybaby over there freaking lost because he lost.
We're going to take a quick little break, guys. After this break, rest of the AFC South Breakdown. Enjoy some Tyler Hero.
Hey, man. I used to be just like a kid. Girls, drugs, money. I gotta be somewhere later anyway. I look like Jack Harlow.
Yeah. The ones that hate me the most look just like me. You tell me what that means. Make a slick comment and see what that brings. I've seen it go down, we can reenact things. Extreme like DMX sing. These boys pussy and they PMS sing. People in the city see the movement occurring and say, my God, I wanna be in that scene. Damn right you wanna be in this scene. She had the video trying to be in this scene. Used to fantasize about being this scene. Bluegrass girl, but she got big dreams. Can't touch me, I got instincts. Locked in the house, but I'm plotting things. I brought a gang to the party with me. 5 white boys, but they not in sync. Fuck what y'all think. Fuck everything that you say about me. My dogs like to play Madden and 2K, but one thing they don't do is play about me. My homeboy Tyler, he playing South Beach. He told me this summer he gon' fix my jumper. I told Boy Wonder that we might got a thumper. I've been trying to pop, now I'm on like Shumper. Now they on my bumper. Green room chock full of all my comforts. Hotel room like heaven on earth. Got angels in my bed with some all white covers. Ace Pro Nemo, Lucci and Kiso, Sloop Clay Tufo, and I got a few more I call my brothers. I got a lot of flows and they all like butter. Ooh, you know what that means. I came home nice, but I'm going back mean. I'm about to globe trot when they know a vaccine. Motherfuckers act lost, but they know exactly what's going on. Made a meal and I don't know what to blow it on. I tell a critic shut up like my show is on. Gave a t-shirt to her, said throw it on. She wanted many high school classmates, I'm growing on. My peers ain't popping, they don't know what's going wrong.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buck, Brandon Combs, and Tori Anderson. Guys, I had to put that video in there because I'm going to break some news to you guys here. You guys have not heard this at all, but Mr. Jack Harlow himself is planning to be on the show next week to talk some sports with us. So he is from here in Louisville, Kentucky, and, you know, he likes his sports. So why not have him on the show, right? So he is planning to be on with us next week. So, Tori, I know this isn't your cup of tea, but he's a white boy from Kentucky that rap, so why not?
I don't even know who that is.
He can go, man. He can, yeah. He's very underground. He's a lot like my boy out here, Mises. But yeah, for sure, man. I like him a lot.
So, yeah, we are definitely going to be trying to, or he will be on sometime next week. We're just trying to hammer out what works for best for him because he is currently on tour.
I see.
Actually, right now.
Because I'll be gone next week. You got to bring in a celebrity to try to. That's so nice of you guys.
Yeah.
I feel that right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Do you feel it right there? Because I feel it right there.
Hit him with his best shot.
I can bring myself right back.
All right, guys. So it is time to dive more back into the AFC South talk here. We covered the Texans, we covered the Jaguars, but now it is time to cover the Indianapolis Colts here. The Indianapolis Colts, they made some off-season moves. They Phillip Rivers has retired. They traded off Jacoby Brissett, and they brought in a top 10 quarterback in Carson Wentz to lead them to the promised land this season. So, Combs, I'm going to kick it to you first, right off the bat here. What's the record that you have for the Indianapolis Colts in the 2021 season?
So for the Indianapolis Colts, I've got them at 13-4, the best team in this division by far. I know that it's Carson Wentz that they brought over, and I'm not a huge believer in Carson Wentz, but I am a huge believer in the Indianapolis Colts. The best offensive line in football, a top 5 defense in football, great wide receiver core, good running backs. Like, it was the perfect storm for Carson Wentz to return to his form of sorry, something just popped up on my screen. It's a perfect storm for him to return to his MVP form that he had a couple years back in Philadelphia. So I think that's going to be a good thing, and I think that they're going to win this division hands down by a lot, and they go 13-4 this season.
You said 13-4. That's kind of surprising to me since you have been so down on Carson Wentz all off season. And if I remember correctly, you said that this was a horrible move by the Indianapolis Colts, right?
Yeah, I didn't say it was a horrible move. I just said that it was a perfect storm for Carson Wentz. Like, for me, did they have better options out there? Yes. If I was them, I would have went all in on Deshaun Watson, legal troubles or not. But even before his legal troubles began, they didn't go after him. They went and got Carson Wentz.
Right.
But I mean, there were better options out there for sure. But this team is so good that it really, I mean, you could have implemented just about any quarterback there and they would have succeeded. I really thought even if you put Mitch Trubisky in with this team, that they would have been just as good. This team is that good.
So 13-4 here, but like so Combs, what game jumps off the schedule? Must see TV, must watch, must win type of thing.
Yeah, a lot of them. I'm really looking forward to the Week 2 matchup though against the Rams. I really want to see them play Baltimore as well, and I really like to see them against Tampa Bay and Buffalo because they play them two back to back in weeks 11 and 12. But I think that this Rams matchup is going to be the game that gives them the confidence to really be as good as they're going to be.
All right, so you had them going 13-4 on the season. Tori, what do you have the Colts going on this season?
I have them going 9-8 this year.
Wow.
I just don't. They took a huge step back with Carson Wentz versus Phillip Rivers. This is not going to be as good a team. No.
You took a huge step back with Carson Wentz over Phillip Rivers?
Yes.
Did you watch Phillip Rivers throw the ball last year?
Did you watch football last year? To hell with Did you watch Phillip? Did you watch football?
Sorry, Phillip Rivers. My bad.
Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. He has proven it time and time again. I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, okay, there was the stuff with Doug Peterson. He hasn't been good since Frank Reich left and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't see it. I really do not see it with this team. And I want to pull for them like no other. I just can't pull for Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz pulls that team down.
So you're saying 9-8. So what game pops off on? I got the schedule for you here.
So Brandon kind of stole my thunder on the Rams game. So I'm actually going to go a little bit later in the season, and I'm going to go with that Buccaneers game. That is kind of going to be their make or break game. It's a home game. I think at that point they'll probably be battling. They're going to be battling for the division crown. I don't think this division is that great. And I think that's going to be kind of the game that decides whether or not they win the division.
That's the only home game I have them losing.
So, Tori, do you have them winning that game versus the Bucs?
I do not have them winning that game versus the Bucs.
Combs, what about that week 2 matchup? Do you have them beating the Rams?
I do.
You have them beating the Rams. So what were you saying before I interrupted? I'm sorry.
I said at least Tori had one smart comment in this segment. Because he said that they're going to lose to the Bucs. The Bucs are a better team, obviously. The Bucs are the Bucs. They still got Tom Brady. They're bringing back everybody. They're going to be a juggernaut team. But look, they're better than the Seahawks. They're better than everybody in their division. They're better than the Dolphins. Like, they're better than the Jets. They don't have a very tough schedule outside of having Buffalo and Tampa Bay and Arizona. Those are their three toughest games, and I have them losing all three of them. So, I mean, this team's schedule is not very hard. They're better than everybody in their division. This is going to be a cakewalk for this team.
Right. So as you are right, as their schedule isn't very, very tough, there are a few games that jump off the screen at me. That's week 5, Baltimore. Week 3, they're on the road to Tennessee, and then they play the Bills and the Bucks. So I'm not worried about the Titans because King Henry's run is over. I'm not worried about the Ravens because they don't play well in January. Let's just be honest. But that Week 11 game, the Buffalo Bills, when they travel to Bills Mafia, I think this is a measuring stick for this is a measuring stick for both teams, for the Bills and the Colts. So, but more so for the Colts, just because if they can go into Buffalo, New York, and even hang with the Bills, I'm talking 17-13, 17-14, that type of score, I think the Colts are a Super Bowl bound team if they can just hang with the Bills. Now, if they get blown out, I still think they're a good team. I have them going 11-6, 4-2 in the division, but they just aren't quite there yet. So I think that Week 11 matchup is huge for me.
Yeah, I have them sweeping the division. I mean,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have them losing a game in the division. I have them going 6-0, and the only games I have them losing are the San Francisco, Tampa, Buffalo, and Arizona. Like, those are the only games I have them losing. I have them beating the Rams just because it's at home.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Oh, okay.
I mean,
go ahead.
They're better than Baltimore. They've got a better offensive line than Baltimore. They got a better defense than Baltimore. They're a better team than the Baltimore Ravens are. This team, and they're so far above anybody else in the division, and that includes Tennessee. I know people are high on Tennessee. I'm not, but this team is very good, and they don't have a very tough schedule outside of the 4 games that I mentioned.
So Luke G brings up a comment here saying that the Colts could beat the Bucks if they get to Brady. I mean, isn't that the formula for like every team though? If you get to Tom Brady, you're going to beat the Bucks.
Yeah, but the problem is you can get to Tom Brady all you want. I mean, he showed that in the playoffs. I mean, again, we've brought this up many a times. The guy's 5-0 when he throws 3 or more interceptions in the playoffs.
Yeah,
this guy, you can get to Tom Brady.
Ridiculous.
You can get to Tom Brady all you want, but that doesn't mean you're going to beat Tom Brady. That Bucks team is going to be rolling by the time they get to go to Indy. And again, that's the only home game I have Indy losing. I mean, look, the AFC is deep. The AFC is really deep and really good. I have a lot of wins in the AFC. But the Bucks are that team, one of the few NFC teams that I could see absolutely winning a Super Bowl.
So, Tori, you do have the Colts going 9-8 on the season. However, there's always that standout player on the team each and every year. Who's that standout player for the Colts this season?
Good old JT23, Jonathan Taylor. Second year in the offense. He started to come on towards the end of last year. I know there's a lot of concern with all the carries that he had while he's in college. And honestly, I'd be concerned with that as well. But I think this is his second year in that offense. It's like I said, his role did nothing but expand last year. So I think this is kind of the year he kind of shows what kind of multi-dimensional back he is.
And they also have help in the backfield with Mack. He should be back this season as well. So
I think Matt, didn't they get rid of Mack?
He is still listed on the roster, and I believe he has 3 years left on his contract.
They still have Mack.
Yeah. So, Combs, who is your Colts MVP for the season?
So, I really want to go Nyheim Hines because I think Nyheim Hines having a good, solid season again behind Jonathan Taylor will allow Jonathan Taylor to not take as many snaps and stay healthy. I know we just listened to Tori talk about Jonathan Taylor and all the snaps that he took in college and how it's a concern. They got to keep him fresh. They got to keep him healthy. I want to go Nyheim Hines here, but I just can't look away from Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is a beast. And I think he is going to be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive line, and he is going to be their MVP this season.
Yeah, and I want to stick on the offensive side as well, but I'm going to go receiver core here, and I'm going to go Michael Pittman Jr. I think Michael Pittman Jr. has a huge year. T.Y. Hilton, yes, he is aging, but he still has that ability to get open and demand double teams. And Michael Pittman Jr. is going to kind of be flying underneath the radar until about week 12, and people are like, oh, maybe we should actually guard this guy. But by then it is too late, and he is having an MVP caliber season for the team. So Combs 13-3, obviously playoff bound, and they winning the division. Do they make some noise in the playoffs in your eyes?
I think they do. I think this is a team that, is definitely going to compete for a first round bye, but I also think that it's a team that has the ability to beat everybody else in the AFC as well. I think that this is a team that, even though I didn't have them going, to the Super Bowl this year, as a little spoiler there, I don't have the Colts in the Super Bowl, but I think that they are capable of getting there. I would not be surprised if they're in the AFC title game this season.
Yeah, and also, guys, just spoiler alert here, we will be breaking down each of our playoff picks. So we fill out the NFL playoff predictor, and next week we'll pick each person's playoffs and talk about them. Tori, you have them going, 9-8. Do they make the playoffs?
Yeah, I actually have them winning the division at 9-8. So
okay. I
have them basically going in as the last division winner and losing wild card weekend.
Oh, alrighty. That's a bold statement, even though it is wrong. So let's go ahead and move on to the final team here in the AFC South. We do have the Tennessee Titans. They lost in the playoffs last year to the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson got his first win, but King Henry did his thing in the regular season, over 2,000 yards. Combs, what do you have the record as this year?
They have a down season this year. They've got a tough schedule outside of the division, and they're going to have trouble beating the Colts, which I don't think that they're going to do this year. So it gives them 2 more losses, and so I have them at 7-10 this year.
7-10. What game do you have circled to watch?
So it's going to be the Colts matchup, week 3. I mean, that's going to be the test. I have them at 0-2 heading into that matchup as well. Yep. So that could be something that can get them back into the division and get them back, into the swing of winning. However, I don't have them winning this game. I have them losing to the Colts. Luckily for them, they get the Jets and the Jaguars in consecutive weeks after that. But I have them starting the season 0-3. But that week 3 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts is absolutely going to be one that, could make or break their season.
So since they're 7-10, let's say they win that week 3 game, is this a 10-7 team?
I don't think so. Just because they're out of division schedule consists of Buffalo, Kansas City, the Rams, New Orleans, and San Francisco. So I don't see them being that team. If they do pull off a win against Indy, then that makes them an 8-9 team as opposed to a 7-10 team. They're just not. I'm not a big believer in the Tennessee Titans. I'm not a big believer in their quarterback. I'm not with you on the King Henry's best days are behind him. I think that he's a beast and he's a freak of nature and he'll still find a way to get his 1,000 yards. But I just don't have them being very successful this year. It's a down year for the Titans, I think.
King Henry is a beast for 8 games a season, so 50% of the time.
I'll take 8 games a season. And still getting over 1,000 yards. I mean, that's
true. Tori, what is your record for the Tennessee Titans?
I am the exact same as Brandon on this. I have them regressing this year. I have them going back to 7-10. I think Tannehill takes a step back this year. And I'd said earlier, I think the loss of Corey Davis is going to affect that wide receiver core more than they anticipate. So I think you're going to see a lot more double teams on A.J. Brown, which is going to hurt his productivity, and he will not have Tannehill won't have that security blanket that he can just chuck it over to A.J. Brown all the time. They lost, what's his name, the tight end, Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's going to get double teamed a lot this year.
Every time. So they are a prime candidate to take a step back this year, and I think they do. Their defense is not great. So I don't see it. I see them taking a step back. I see them being mediocre at best, and maybe they go to 8-9. If everything falls exactly right for them, they might pull off 9-8. But I still don't see them doing much. I can't see them going above 500 this year.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I have them is at 9-8. So anytime you get 11-win season and you have a 2,000-yard guy on your team, and then he even if King Henry doesn't get 2,000, like let's say King Henry leads the league like on the ground and he still has 1,600 yards. That's still 400 yards less on the ground, and that equals to at least 3 or 4 wins that they're taking off the win column just because they're not grounding and pounding and keeping the opposing team offense off of the field. And I'm going to disagree with you guys a little bit. I think Ryan Tannehill slings the ball around a lot this season, and he throws for 250 yards plus every game. But that's not the Titans' formula, and they have a 9-8 season. The game that I have circled on the slate here is Week 7, where the Kansas City Chiefs come into town. Not because they're my Kansas City Chiefs, but I think that is a measuring stick. Because I said the Buffalo Bills are the measuring stick for the Colts, I think the Chiefs are the measuring stick for the Titans. Like, that will really show you where you're at going into the rest of the year.
And Luke G chimes in and says, Titans versus Colts will be interesting because Titans are a run team and Colts are as well. It will come down to good old coaching and defense. I would take the Titans in that game. See, I disagree. I think the Colts are the better defense. I think the Colts are going to be the better coach team, even though I do like the Titans coach. I do like the Titans coaching staff. But I think that not only that, but I think that Carson Wentz adds a different element to this offense. He's a scrambling quarterback, and I think that he corrects what was going on with him in Philadelphia just because, look, it was just a bad situation. He didn't want to be there, and they didn't want him there. And I think that this team right here, the Colts were the only team, and I said this when he was becoming a free agent and wanted out of Philadelphia, the Colts are the only team where Carson Wentz will succeed.
So, Tori, who is your team MVP for the Titans going forward?
Oof. I'm gonna have to go with King Henry again, just because the guy's got a proven track record. The guy is an absolute beast. I think you are wrong that he takes a step back this year. Do I think he's a 2,000-yard rusher? No, I do not.
Well, you have to take a step back if you're not a 2,000-yard guy. Right?
How many people have ever had back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons?
Nobody from that I can think of.
Are you going to say that a guy, if he runs for 1,700 yards, that he had a bad season? No.
That is what you guys did to Patrick Mahomes. He didn't throw for 5,000 yards and was out for 3 games.
First of all, you're the one who's down on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you're the one
that are down on Patrick Mahomes.
You're the one that said
nice
he's not a top 5 quarterback, buddy.
Mr. Chiefs Kingdom. Get out of here. Anyway, I think that
if you don't get 2,000 yards, you're taking a step back.
I think if it's anybody other than King Henry as their MVP, I think maybe they have a better season than I'm predicting, because if it's anybody other than King Henry, they're doing something different, and it's probably working. So I'm going with King Henry.
So I think teams are going to try to stop Derrick Henry all season long, put 8 guys in the box, hell, maybe even put 9 guys in the box. So Ryan Tannehill, AJ Brown, they have to have a great connection throughout the season for the Titans to even remotely get close to my 9 wins here. So I think AJ Brown is going to, kind of announce himself to the NFL, say, "Hey, I am here to stay. I am one of the top receivers in the NFL. Look at me, and now pay me." So I think A.J. Brown is going to have a big season. So just to recap here, guys, Tori, who do you have winning the AFC South?
I actually have the Indianapolis Colts winning the AFC South.
At 9-8, correct?
At 9-8.
That is crazy to me.
It's really low.
Combs?
Yeah, I have the Colts as well, but at 13-4.
Yeah, and I have the Colts as well, 11-6. So we have a clean sweep for the Colts winning the division. So that means the Houston Texans will come out and win 13-4 and win the division, right, guys?
Why? They're not the Lions.
They're not the Lions, right? All right, guys. So we are going to take our last little break for the night. If you guys would be most inclined, let us know what you want to talk about. You can call the phone lines. We'll have the phone lines open. I get the ticker open there, 812-406-8384. You can call us, or you can simply
I
let
hope
us know
Luke
what you want
G
to talk
calls
about
in so I could tell him how trash his Lions are.
Yeah, there you go, Luke G. So come on and call in, 812-406-8384 is the phone line. We'll be right back here after this quick little break.
What is your name?
What?
What is your name?
Fuck.
Where did you get that shirt?
It's funny that you should ask that. Head over to manhourradio.com. You can pick up the shirt up. $15.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buck with Brandon Combs and Tori Anderson tonight. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can find us on podcast form at manhourradio.com. Simply click on the podcast form, hit play, and it plays the most recent episode there, and of course the clips as well. Of course, you just want to listen to a little part of the show. Just hey, go to youtube.com/manhour and watch the clips there. Sorry, as I was reading a message there from Mr. Brandon BC Combs. Apparently we got copyrighted. It is what it is.
we did.
Sometimes you got to like play on the dangerous side of things, and that's exactly what we did. So this is the time, guys. If you guys want to call into the show, 812-406-8384 is the phone lines here. Brandon, ever since you went off on Joey, he has yet to call back into the show.
I know.
So
I'm sorry, Joey.
You don't you owe an apologize.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because I told him I wouldn't make him call me dad, and I talked about his mom. His mom probably told him he can't watch the show anymore.
So let me go ahead and scroll back up through the things here.
She actually messaged me after that, by the way, and said he would absolutely have to call you dad.
You are... Wow. Okay.
That was so good with the apology, and then it just went right down the toilet.
You got our first caller of the night, boys, here. So let's go ahead and welcome to the caller to the show. Caller, what is your name?
This is Luke G.
Hey, what's going on, Luke G? What's going on, man?
Hey, phone number was out there. I said, you know what? Why the hell not?
What's going on, Joey?
Right.
Yeah, so first things first, man. Thank you for having us on your show. I forgot to properly thank you because my kids were ready for bed, like I know Tori did. So thank you for having us on, and much appreciated.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
So much fun.
Hey man, look, Luke. I listened to that entire show. I was chiming in on it. My guy Buck is out of his mind, obviously, when he starts talking about stupid stuff like the Red Rocket being a top 15 quarterback. He tells us before our show starts too, in the pre-show, that his boy over here, Patrick Mahomes, is not a top 5 quarterback heading into 2021. I don't know. He got dropped on his head a lot as a kid.
Oh, well, either that or he found a new recreational pastime. It's one of those
For
two.
sure.
I don't know which one it was, but it's clearly one of those two. I mean,
but with that being said, Luke, with that being said, you said some crazy stuff too, man.
Oh, here we go. Let's talk about it. What did I say that's crazy?
First of all, you said that you guys weren't losing to the Bengals, man. How are you not losing to the Bengals? They're better at every position than you are.
Well, okay, so here's the first thing you got to understand with the Bengals. The Bengals got Riley Reef. I am beyond familiar with Riley Reef. He's a turnstile. And so it's a reason why he's no longer in Minnesota and why he's no longer in Detroit. So let's start there. Their offensive line is not as strong as people would like to make it out to be. In fact, it's one of the reasons why their quarterback has a pretty cool scar. Secondly, when you look at this team, they have a bunch of injury-prone players. I love me some Joe Mixon, but Joe Mixon stay hurt. The problem is this. Everything is about to open up basically across the country from the pandemic. And so now you're talking about this being one of our very few games, and they got to travel to us. So when they come to us and they don't have enough on their defense to counter what we can do on our offense, that's an advantage to us. So a lot of the times it's not about the players or them being better position wise. Everybody looks good on paper. Hell, paper looks good on paper.
All right.
When you step into somebody else's stadium, and you're going up against them, and you got to deal with the crowded noise. And in this case, this is going to be an unusual year. Every home team is going to have an advantage because half the people have been waiting to get back to stadiums and get drunk. Nobody gets drunk better than Michiganders. So
you have to get drunk in Detroit to watch that football team.
I mean, listen. On a lot of fronts, there's some teams that have been worse, but the problem is this: the Lions have finally figured out what their calling is. We do better with player coaches. If you look at all the times we had success, Wayne Fontes, player coach. When Jim Schwartz introduced the defenses that we had, players coach. Jim Caldwell started having winning, players coach. We didn't have problems until we brought in dictatorship. 0-16, Rob Marinelli.
Well, let me ask you this, Luke. What record do you have the Detroit Lions at?
I got a floor of 8 wins, so 8-9 at the floor.
Holy crap!
10-7.
All right, so let me ask you these series of questions. Same questions I asked the guys earlier. Okay, yes or no? The Lions got better at quarterback this year.
Yes.
That's okay. So that's wrong, but okay.
No, so
the
Lions, I told you the Lions need a game manager, and that's what Jared Goff is.
Did the Lions get better at? Did the Lions get better at wide receiver?
Yes.
What?
I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to explain it to you.
Yeah, it sounds very crazy.
If you look at the Lions' history, they have always been notoriously known for leaning on one player. So whoever that one good player is, we lean on him and ride him.
Can you name me their one good wide receiver?
Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the rookie is going to have a benefit, and as I was telling Buck earlier, the rookie is going to have a benefit of them doing what the Kansas City Chiefs do, which is put speed on the outside, force you to figure out what you want to do. So they're going to run the ball. Anthony Lynn is known for running the ball. He's known for being a coach that puts the ball on the ground. But they're going to run the ball. It's the outside speed that's going to create the openings underneath. It's what the Rams did. It's what Kansas City did. It seems to be a winning formula in most cases. So when I go through and I look at them, the first thing that I see with them is we don't have that one guy that's been told force the ball to. The quarterback is going to be able to manage the game. We're going to run the ball with Jamal Williams and Swift. And after we run the ball to death, we're going to turn that around, have a little bit of fun with it, and just simply, I'm just telling you the truth, and just simply force teams to pick their poison. I think that's what gives us the advantage in terms of them getting better.
What did they do on the defensive side of the ball that had this historically bad defense get better?
They got rid of Matt Patricia. So let's start off there. You get rid of somebody who sucks.
Touché.
I mean, listen, he was not good. How can you, if you think about it, every person who came here who was known for what they did, that side of the ball performed. Jim Schwartz was a defensive coordinator. The defense didn't suck. Jim Caldwell was the offensive coordinator. Offense didn't suck. So they got rid of Patricia. That by itself is a huge boost. But the benefit is they added Aaron Glenn as defensive coordinator, and they added the defensive coordinator assistant as Don Capers. And the last time Don Capers touched something, it was
But
gold.
they didn't add any talent, Luke. They didn't add any talent on that talentless defense.
Really? So Derek Barnes is not talent? A guy who can play all three linebacker positions, could play defensive end, who's going to play the inside backer for us, not talent. Enrique, right? D tackle that can play D in, inside in, out. He's not talent. They literally set themselves up to put players at their strengths. Just
Trey Flowers and Okuda are your two best defensive players.
Oh, that's just totally not the truth.
No,
that's not true.
I don't see how you don't think it's true. There is nothing from this defense from last year, which they've done nothing to improve, that shows that they're going to be better, which means that they're not going to win more games than they won last year. They're just not. They got worse at the core. How do you think that Matthew Stafford is not a better option than Jared Goff? Like that blows my mind.
Because with Matthew Stafford, the same thing that we had with Matthew Stafford, the same problem that we had with Calvin Johnson and that we had with Barry Sanders. They depended too much on that one player. And so they did not feel, or the history of the Lions has always been, not to fully invest in building around those people, but to just simply use those people. That's not how you win games in this league. We don't need a Matthew Stafford to win. Trent Dilfer, Rex Grossman, Jake Delhomme, and then the list goes on and on of trash quarterbacks who Nick Foles got a Super Bowl win.
Mitch Trubisky.
I mean, Mitch Trubisky, and I don't think he made no Super Bowl, but
he went 12-4. He went 12-4 a couple seasons ago, and he's horrible.
Right. Like I said, you don't need these superstar quarterbacks to have success. Matt Hasselbeck went with the Seattle Seahawks. That was a Super Bowl that was played here versus the Steelers in Detroit, and he got here. And I'm just saying that you don't really need that. The fact that they're going to lean on somebody else is huge. It's 100% big, and that's why it's different. So you got to be able to account for that.
I think you got your fan hat on, man. I really enjoy your podcast. I like what you're doing over there, but I think you're a lot like Wyatt and Tori over here, who refuse to believe Aaron Rodgers is leaving Green Bay after June 1st.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere. I think he'll be in Green Bay.
See, Brandon, it's just all in your head. It's all that wishful thinking inside.
You're the first non-Green Bay Packer fan I've ever heard to say that, but you're also a fan that thinks that the Lions are going to win more than 5 games.
All righty, Luke. Well,
listen,
go ahead.
Listen, let me just put this quick caveat before I get out of here. You got to understand, they had a terrible head coach. They had the worst defense, a defense that was worse than a team that went over 16, and they still won 5 games. Now I give you a competent head coach, somebody that they like to work for, and yes, I highly doubt that when you like what you do and what you're going to do, you get worse. You get better when you love what you do. And there's no way Green Bay is trading Aaron Rodgers. The cap hit is too much. They'll force him to retire before anything else.
Hey, Luke, I got something for you. How about week 4? Week 4, we do a simulcast, our 2 shows together during the Bears-Lions game. So we could talk trash, and I can show you how much and why your Detroit Lions suck.
Okay, we could definitely do that. I'm gonna be there with the same energy before the game and after. I want you to keep that same energy on why they suck. When we stump y'all out,
Brandon,
and you're crying to you won't.
My money is Brandon quits by halftime.
That's going to be Justin Fields' first game, and he's going to throw for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Oh, my white fight's cutting out. Sorry, the Bears are losing by 20.
What? 600 yards? 600 yards?
I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating.
At Northwestern?
All righty, Luke.
I'm exaggerating.
Did you not see him at Northwestern, man?
I did.
All right,
Look,
Luke. I think Brandon, I got to cut Luke off. We got other callers coming on. Luke, thank you for joining us, man. For calling us.
100%, man. Keep rocking, man. I'm listening.
You will be on the show here very, very soon, and we are exciting to have you on. So stay tuned,
guys. All right,
guys.
God bless you, fellas. Have a good one.
Yeah, you guys have a great time. Yeah. Come on, Combsy. We got other people calling. Hey,
sorry, man. I was having a good conversation.
Yeah, he's a great conversation, and Bo says that sounds awesome about the simulcast. As Hoffy says, speaking of a fan hat, Brandon, yeah, take your fan hat off, and Justin Fields is going to be a bust if he starts week 1 in the NFL.
He's not going to start week 1. He's going to start week 4 against the Lions. He's going to tear him up.
I doubt it. So we will see. So we do have another caller on the line here as I try to switch over here.
Joey.
So if I, there we go, caller. What's going on?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, there it is. There's the man, the myth, the legend himself,
man.
Mr. Joey.
Would you go on vacation, bro?
What was that?
Did you go on vacation, or did you go to watch the live signing of Tim Tebow?
Yeah, I went all the way to Jacksonville for that, man. He's my legend. He's my hero. He's a legend.
I'm sure. I mean, you're his only fan, so he probably flew you first class over to go see him.
Have you not seen his jersey sales? He's number 1 jersey. Wait, no. He's number.
Did you see? Did not see DuckTales?
Yeah, Joey. He is number 1 in
5.
jersey sales, and you know what? That's why the Jaguars signed him, so they could sell some jerseys before the season starts when they go 2-15.
So what? I would buy like 90 Tim Tebow jerseys.
Hey, Joey, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
What number is Tim Tebow?
85.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What's your question for the boys tonight?
Well, it's not really a comment, or it's a comment. Here we go again.
Okay.
It's a comment. So everyone, this is petty stuff. So this pitcher got hit in the face, like a ball, broke his nose.
Yep.
They're comparing that to like LeBron and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's really petty. It's stupid. This really shouldn't be a comparison at all.
Why? Because if you breathe on LeBron James, he falls down, and if a guy gets hit with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to the face, he gets back up.
Well, yeah, but that's a different thing.
Why is that a different thing? What are you talking about? It's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to the face, Joey.
You're not getting a 90. You're not getting a 90 fucking mile per hour ball coming out your face in basketball. No,
exactly.
I don't see that at all.
So, Joey, what that meme was comparing to was that guy got hit with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the face, got up 36 seconds after he got hit. LeBron James was on the ground crying for a minute and a half because he got poked in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he barely even got touched.
So, are you saying that LeBron James is the GOAT? Like, is that the basis of the conversation?
I never said that.
Oh, okay.
Michael Jordan is number 1. He'll always be number 1.
That's a false statement.
That's the first smart thing Joey said since he's ever called in.
I think it's the first time I've ever agreed with anything Joey said right there.
So, I guess the question is, Joey, like, where were you trying to go with that statement?
Like, it is 2 different sports. Y'all shouldn't even be comparing LeBron to this Smith.
We're comparing
player or whatever it was.
toughness. We're comparing toughness, Joey.
So, Joey, did you listen to the show where we said, or I believe the question was, way or no way baseball is a physical sport?
I watched the video of it.
Okay.
I watched the clip on it.
Do you think baseball is a physical sport?
Well, it depends.
Okay. Waffle merch at manhourradio.com, guys. Pick it up.
Come on, Joey. Don't come at me, Joey.
Man.
I'm telling you, don't talk about my baseball. I will come get you, man.
Oh.
Man.
Bo, welcome to Man Hour Nation. Daddy Combs is going to ground him. There you go. Boom.
Let me talk my stuff. Let me talk my stuff.
Okay.
The Cubs suck, and they will never win another championship for another 100 years.
All right. There we go. Thanks, Joey.
Go to bed, Joey. I'll tuck you in after the show, buddy.
I feel like it took Bo like less than an hour to get acclimated to our show.
And Hoffy says, I think I need to check into a mental loss. I'll have to listen to this clown.
Take it. He's not a clown. He's 14. I mean, give him a break.
Yeah.
So, Tori.
I mean, you say stupid shit too, Hoffy, and you're 35.
Yeah. I mean, Cubs number 1 power.
Brewers are number 1 on the power rankings. Haven't won a game since.
Yeah. So speaking of which, Tori, that Reds tattoo on your butt's looking more and more nice now, isn't it?
Oh, right.
We do have one more caller before we end the show
Hoffy?
here, guys. Let's see who it is. Caller, what's going on?
What's going on?
Oh, there's the man.
It's Hoffy.
What's up, big guy?
Let's go park the car in the
I'm
yard.
just calling to let you know that Cubs are number 1 in this week's power rankings that we didn't get to do.
Actually, I was getting ready to post them on Facebook, but work got so crazy this morning because, apparently
It's
we're
not.
like
It's
laid
not
off,
going to
but
work
Ford
though.
got crazy.
It's not. I know what you're trying to do, Hoffy. It's not going to work.
So
It's gonna work. Don't you worry.
So for the people that don't know Hoffy is our baseball lackey. And every Sunday night we do a Major League Baseball power rankings. And Hoffy had the Royals at number 2. They lost like 7 games in a row. Had the Brewers at 1, and the Brewers like 17 games in a row. So the jinx is
There's a reason
real.
why I won't put the Red Sox at number 1. Let's be honest.
He is a Red Sox fan. So do you got a question for Combs? You want to come, Adam?
No, I missed you guys. I just wanted to say hello and check in. That's all.
All right, man. We'll definitely see you next Sunday because Combs took care of that family business, right, Combs?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ain't no ducks on this pond anymore. Pow, pow. All right, Hoffy. We'll holler at you next week, man.
All right. Hell of a show, guys. Take care.
Thanks, bud. So, Tori, I believe you were going to say something about I forget what you're trying to say before Hoffy called. Oh, yeah, your Brewers. Let's talk about your Brewers. Do you think they're still going to win the division?
Yes. They're putting it down on the Padres.
We don't care what you think, Tori. Because that's how the Man Hour Nation ends the night. Every time. Combs, send us out, big guy.
Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow. We love you, Tori.
I don't.